Another big one that happened this weekend, it was the NFF election. So a new board.
Who did I tell you was going to win
yeah,
again?
yeah. I was coming there. I was coming there. On the
8
show,
weeks ago.
yeah, a few weeks ago on the show, I asked you to, tell us who you think was going to win the election, and you predicted that man, Ibrahim Musa Gusau. And at the end of the day, at the end of the elections, it was a landslide, a huge win for that man. His name, like I said, his name is Ibrahim Musa Gusau, and he's 58-year-old. He's a qualified accountant, Zamfara FA chairman for years, and a safety and security officer at CAF, and he has been the NFF chairman of chairmen for 8 years. What's that position, chairman of chairmen? What's that?
So all the FA chairman
okay,
have a chairman that represent them, that speak for them on the board of the NFF. So he's been the chairman of chairman for a while.
Yeah. All right. So, like I said, he's the new NFF president. He's going to he's going to lead the new NFF board that would govern Nigerian football for the next 4 years, and if possible, 8 years as well. But let's start off with Amaju Pinnick. How would you sum up Amaju Pinnick tenure as a whole, and what do you make of Gusau's emergence as the new NFF president?
Say
Gusau.
But what do you think about the speech? What did you think about the speech he made when he won? About there are only 37 people in the world who have this suit and all of that. What did you make of it?
It's a style. If that was made by Muhammad Ali, everybody would hail him. If that was made by Barack Obama, people would hail him. I saw a lot of people criticizing it, and I was like, shut up. We like to criticize too much. If that was made by Tyson Fury, people say, oh, the Gypsy King, he said it, he's very sure. I mean, maybe the suit makers told him they made only 37, and he's one of those who happy to buy. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, when he had the
I didn't pick too much from that statement though. So
Enzo, the Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari, there was only 399 people in the world that have it, and he bragged about it for years. He wrote it in his book as well. So no big deal. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have that. That's got nothing to do with his administration. But let's come back to your question. For me, I look at Amaju. I always judge people based on resources available to them. So I can't judge. Let me give you this. I can't judge Elaho on the same strength that I would judge Paisekedia and Finidi George. I won't judge them on the same, even though they played in the same position. But I look at Paisekedia and Finidi George and say, oh, Finidi George had more grooming, proper grooming, more better talent than this guy. So I'll put them on different scale, right? So Amaju Pinnick was the first FA president that came into power in the opposite party. Then try and understand Nigeria that no matter what you do, politics comes to play a very big hand in how you fail or succeed. So if you don't play the politics, one of the best governor that Lagos ever had is Ambode. He didn't get a second term. One of the worst one that the state have ever had might just get a second term in February. It is knowing how to play the politics and also knowing what side of the divide you're standing on. Okay, it's very, very important. If you look at Amaju during the Buhari government, we should never forget that, because if we take that for granted, then we're not serious. During the campaign for the first election, Amaju was strongly against him, and he said he was not going to win. They caught it on tape. That was the first greatest undoing. When he won the election, that was the one that they used to fight him for the first 2 years. And when they left that, they brought in the Giwa battle with his sports minister that wanted to score a political point with his president, like his master, that I've kicked that idiot out. But unfortunately, Amaju is a cat with 9 lives. He survived all of that. And then the next decision was to make sure they starve him of fund, make sure he doesn't get fund. He's the least funded FA president in the history of Nigerian football. But then he still managed to survive. On the field, trophy-wise, he didn't get it right. But he walked in just the same way the current sports minister now is setting up Gusau for a failure, all right, with his IMC, interim management committee, being put together to run the league and all that. When we don't have a cohesive system that is built for success. No matter who you put there, even if you like put Jesus Christ, put the Pope, it will fail. So that's what happened. So if I want to rate Amaju against the odds, just like when we said the bronze medal that Sasa won in Rio was more important than the silver he won in Beijing, I would say that Amaju did fairly well. There's a reason why they gave him a second term. There is a reason why. Because at the time, everybody knew, oh, there's no money in the system. There's nothing for anybody to take. So let's leave the man there and see what he can do. So
just before you move to Gusau, there's one funny WhatsApp message I don't know if you saw it on Twitter.
It's not funny.
It came out from Osasu.
That thing is not funny. People are just fishing. See, people are fishing for things that does not make sense. Amaju sent into the group that I installed a new man.
Yeah, exactly. That was what
See, this is the WhatsApp group of CAF FA chairman, FA presidents of Africa, the WhatsApp group that they are in, and he's introducing the new NFF president to them, and he's getting out of the group. There you see, if people hate you, even your smile will be interpreted. Even your joy, your happiness will be interpreted. Like Mayweather is the most hated guy in sports. People say all sorts of things, but the thing is that I was on News Central and the message was popped up, and I asked them, Amaju is gone, right? Amaju is left the FA. Can we leave him and then focus on the plans on how to go forward with this? What are we fishing for with Amaju again? Oh, the next thing, I'm telling you, the next thing that everybody will want to do now is, why is it still representing Nigeria in CAF? Why is it still there? The way they haunted Amos Adamu, then Amos Adamu now gave them weapons to destroy himself. But Amaju is out. Let's talk about how to support Shehu Gusau to become a successful FA president. Listen, we didn't qualify for the World Cup this in Qatar. Amaju is still going to go to Qatar. Amaju is the head of a venue. Amaju is managing a venue at the World Cup. But guess what? Nigeria is not going. We are all losing. Me, for one, me and my partner Larry, we lost $1 million just immediately we didn't qualify. And I know a lot of people who have lost money. Some people now have accreditation, but they are struggling to get sponsors that will take them there. So if you talk about the ecosystem in the sports, there are so many people that will lose way more than Amaju Pinnick at the end of the day. Let's leave Amaju out of this conversation and focus on, okay, the Super Eagles going forward. How do we build the team? How do we work the league to go? How do we do this? How do we do that? That's what I think. I think the scorecard for Amaju, I would always give him 7 over 10, because on the field we may not have done well, but it's because the resources were not there. How do you give an FA $1 billion every year when one of your national team game, whether it's under 17 or 20, whether it's a female, one minimum cost of running one national team game is 250 million. So you look at that, the man was able to bring in all the sponsors in the world, the Coca-Colas of this world, keep Nike going. Even when he was exiting and Nike said they don't want to renew, he walked into that room and get them to renew. And also other sponsors, even though some GSC have left, some companies have said, no, we're not doing it again. Coca-Cola said, we're not doing it again. But then there are some companies that have actually stood to stay with them. It's not easy, as we say. Everybody is not the solution to all the problem of this country until they get into power, right? Before the Buhari administration came into power, they told us that 6 months is what they require. Fashola said it everywhere. 6 months is what is required to fix the electricity problem. 7 years plus, almost the 8th year now, we still have not improved power anywhere. Oh, we would chase security, we'll fix the security problem in 1 year. Have they fixed it? The naira and the dollar will be equal. Has it been done? So it is easy to see the solution to problem from outside until you get there. Some of these people, when you put them in that position, you now realize that they don't know anything. Ex-footballers are saying, oh, Peter Saidida was talking everywhere. You hear him everywhere telling you what he would do. He doesn't even know what it takes to run an election. Got to Benin, was ranting on social media. That's the most shameful thing I've seen. He was ranting on social media that they didn't give him a room. You want to be NFL president, you can't even pay for your own room. So your first mission is to start spending government money. But hey, this is the way we are. I think Shehu Gusau, before now, I already told you he's the guy that will win. Because
what do you think he brings, and what do you make of his the next 4 years under his leadership? It's
going to be tough. It's going to have a very, very, very extremely tough time, right? But he's a man that is respected amongst the players. That's an advantage for him. He's also a guy that the North has rallied around. There are some dissenting voices, but their voices will not count. There are certain people who would always betray the system. There is always going to be a bad sports minister like the current one we have. I've already shown him that, look, I'm going to make your tenure start on a very terrible run, because in Nigeria sometimes nobody put the national interest in front. People put their personal interest. Minister wants every federation to have his own people as his achievement. And the reason why people want their people in power, it's not because they think that their people are qualified or they are good enough to do the job. The reason is when they leave office, there will be somebody bringing kickback. So they'll become the Iyaloja of Nigerian sports, and then you'll be paying tributes to them. That's the reason why people may not want to say it, but it is the truth. Okay, so all this, I want to put my person there, I want to put my person there, it doesn't make sense. If something is running, government is not funding it, why are you creating IMC? What's it called? Ibrahim Musa Gusau would have a torrid time, but he's also a man. They say when the going get tough, only the tough, what's it called? Tough times don't last, but tough men do. So if you look at Gusau, for instance, he's a man that have withered storm before. He's not afraid to be in the eye of the storm. He's not also afraid to speak his mind. He might be on Amaju's side, but he's criticized Amaju publicly way more than anybody. Remember when Amaju said he put the Super Eagles and 5-star hotel, give them the best treatment, they shouldn't disappoint. Gusau was the one who came out to tear him down. I was at the stadium. Gusau was standing next to me in the stadium when we're playing Ghana, and he was just praying. I saw this man praying, God, please, let's qualify. But it didn't happen. He held me. He was practically in tears. But this is life. Life happens. He's gonna face challenges. Will he deal with it? I think he will. He would now make olive branches, make friends with people that he wouldn't want to make friends with, and then find a way to get going. What's the worst that can happen? We will crash land. We'll be on the ground. Next Nations Cup we might not qualify, and then we'll build from there. Okay, but Pesero has assured us that he wants to win the Nations Cup, so let's get a little bit of hope. After all, we didn't qualify for Nations Cup back to back when Amaju came to power. The war did not come to an end, so we'll see what goes on.